Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Second day of our great fast. The Church brings to us the commemoration of the Holy and Great Saint Gregory Palamas, Bishop of Thessalonica. In the Gospels, the Lord said to his apostles, after they witnessed miracles and prophecies and all sorts of things that they were able to do themselves, and were wondrous about that, and came and told it to the Lord, he said to them, "Why do you wonder about this? You're going to make greater things than even these." What was he actually telling them? What could be greater than that? Because we all seek miracles, we all seek some sort of godly revelation before our lives, one way or another. Well, I put it to you that even if you bring one soul to salvation, that is a greater thing, because the soul is worth more than the whole of the creation, an intelligent creation as it is. And indeed, those apostles, when they went out and evangelized whole nations, brought many souls to salvation. And indeed, that was a much greater thing. But on the personal level, there is also great things which the Lord spelt out in various places, and the apostles also. And the reason we bring forth St. Gregory Palamas on this particular Sunday is because he is a pillar who put to shame those who were against this knowledge. The knowledge that I'm talking about is bound up with the uncreated divine light that is given to Christians who are able to purge themselves of their sinful natures in both thoughts, words, and deeds. Thoughts, words, and deeds. Think about that. When this occurs, and people do this in various ways, one of the most common ones that you probably know about is ascetic struggle and the repetition of the Jesus prayer. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, thou sinner. The Lord is able to send down the gifts of this uncreated divine light. It is not part of the God's essence as it is, but it is part of his energy that he bestows upon us. A wondrous thing that very few of us experience, yet even in our times, we have seen photographs of Archbishop John Maximovich with light coming right from like a halo around him, a nimbus, while he was serving. And of course, the great Seraphim of Sarov was very often enlightened by that light, and also shared it with some of his spiritual sons and daughters when they came to visit him. And they were so surprised that snow was falling around, it was cold, and yet they felt very warm and bright and very joyous in that. At the time of Gregory Palamas, which was about 500 years after the establishment of the church in the world, that is after the Catacomb Church, around about the 800s, there arose a Italian heresy, later to become the Papism, that actually went against these energies of the Lord and the ability for humans to be able to share them whilst they're still on this earth. And they even went so far as to say that Christ was not God, but a created creature, temporarily, who would then, after his work here, would disappear like any other person, which we know is not true, because even to this day, Christ remains a man, fully man like we are here. And St. Gregory put all these things to shame by his own life and by the dogmas and the theology of the church. He shut the mouths of these heretics. And for that reason, we bring this forward, because during this great Lent period, it's important for us to know that the Lent allows us to purge ourselves of all these sinful aspects in thoughts, mind, deeds, and to actually start accumulating this God-likeness, which is a gift, not the essence of God, but an energy that God gives to those who truly struggle for salvation. It's that same sort of light and energy that those who are saved will experience in the next world. So here, even on earth, we have the opportunity opportunity to experience this if we are inclined to do that awesome struggle, which is very, very hard in our days. And so, because of this great Lent where we all trying to struggle, this is brought forth as a sort of an inspiration, an enticement for us to continue with that, to continue with this struggle, that we too may be able to share in this, to some extent anyway, depending on how it is for us. Because as I've said to you on many occasions, we live in very difficult times. We see churches are being shut today throughout the world. Why? Because they're scared of a virus. People are just shut. Even Orthodox churches are being shut all over the world. You know, they say that if you have Holy Communion from somebody who's infected, you'll get infected too. Well, Holy Communion's never infected anybody, even during the great plague through the centuries. And if anybody was going to be infected, it'd be the priest first of all. Never. It could never happen. And yet, because of this lack of faith, even Orthodox churches are being closed. Don't even care about the others, because their Holy Communion is not Holy Communion anyway. They admit that themselves. It's just some sort of symbol that they use. But for us, in the true church, with the true understanding of things, those sort of things can never happen to us. So be at peace. And this also brings back to us the notion of moving us out of here into a public place. Well, what a thing, eh? What a thing. They wanted us to move out into a public place so that anybody then could come in. Anybody from the street, somebody who's just landed from China could come in and, breathe all over us. What a thing. What a blessing it is to have a peaceful place where all can go in peace and pray quietly and not be concerned about the politics and the political correctness of this world. God, help us with this struggle for the weeks ahead, and may we be able to meet that risen Lord with some notion of that energy that God is able to grant freely to those who really love him and really struggle in their life. Amen.